Hello, in this video I will just share my thoughts in terms of where I'm at the moment. I've been trying to do it fragmentally or just in different pieces of video and conversations and activities and solitude and you name it. I've been trying to do a lot, honestly, to figure out where I'm at right now. And I don't know where to begin. I have been driving around now for, I think I picked up the car in March. We were starting to talk about it a few months, and I've been traveling around meeting people and having these conversations and these meetings and these experiences with the bonfire. Telling stories, sometimes drawing cards, almost like tarot, but not. Playing music in terms of healing. It's like the setting and the intention, right? Some people listen to music to escape their own chaos in their head because in the silence it's very noisy. And others use the frequencies of the music to heal and to lift people up or to guide them in some way. Some use them just to lash out, dance, get wild, you know. Many ways to use music. I actually found many times that when I play songs, I have put songs in a playlist and they follow I wouldn't say it's intentional either because every song kind of came one by one, right? And it just happened to be in a very good order. While that is being played in the background, and it could be low, by a campfire, let's say that you're 3 to 4 people. The song is playing, but people are not really listening to the song. However, while they're talking, their conversation starts to go in terms of what is the point of the song. Does that make sense? It's almost like if the song is about heartbreak, then the conversation, without people really noticing it, goes over to healing from breakups or how to deal with heartbreak. And I was like, damn. And that was without natural medicine, without any mushrooms, without any cannabis, without anything. I was kind of fascinated by that. And that's why I say that when we're going around on these fires, there is music used in specific ways that I find fascinating. But while I've been doing that, there's also the whole concept of hive mind. Have you heard of that? That every single mind, every single person, every single brain, every single organism on planet Earth, and possibly beyond, is connected in a very electrical and very easily to explain type of way. Almost like a bee. The hive mind, the collective mind of a bee, where you see that they have these buzzing patterns, they're making these waves as they're sitting there on their hive, and they're just, ooh, or if you kill a bee, and then the entire hive comes out to kill you. Humans have that too, did you know that? Also, just if you don't believe me, just check out what Princeton's doing. But the thing is, and I haven't checked what Princeton is doing, I've just seen so many occurrences of this now, that it's like, okay, then it might not be a meme that was just created to create some reactions. Because for me, when I first saw that, I thought, well, yeah, welcome. Everyone should try psychedelics, it seems, because that's one of those things that just makes sense from the get-go. That you open something. That something in your mind, not really your mind, I'm going to mention why, but something in your consciousness expands to the point where you're aware of the things that are happening in you. And all of a sudden you're like, fuck, am I picking up that person's feelings right now? You're intuitively connected to other people. That is a problem. Could be a good thing too, but right now, for me, the last few months, it's been a fucking problem. I'm not going to go into that though. But the point of that being is that when I drive around in the car, I feel other people almost judging me for what I'm not doing, but which they think I am. You know? It's like if I was in the middle of the ocean, drowning, there would be people that are feeling like I'm an asshole for not reaching out. Or who's imagining that I'm doing something completely different than being in the middle of the ocean drowning. Or in my case, it's usually just sitting in the back of a Mercedes Sprinter in the middle of the forest, alone, listening to the silence. It's been intense. I have been forced to isolate, forced to go out of heavily energized areas. I know for a fact that most people go around in their everyday lives, in their habits, in their normal routines, and if you live in a city, if you live in a place where there's a lot of noise, a lot of movement, a lot of everything at once, then after a while you get used to that. You don't really think about all those Wi-Fi networks around in your neighborhood that you're picking up on subconsciously, that is interfering with your nervous system, that is making your antennas kind of anxious. You don't really, you kind of like, well, I got used to the fact that the cars were driving by my house all the time. You get used to the kitchen fan until someone turns it off. Then it's like a fucking orgasm in your soul. And you know what I'm talking about. If you're in the same routine all the time, you're not really aware of what happens when you're out of that bubble. And that's what I've been doing the last few months. I've been going into the forest. I've been having different conversations. I've been feeling a lot in myself. I've been going through a breakup and a heartbreak and a process of sorrow that has been intense for a few months now. Actually, feels like years. The more one looks at it. And that's the point. You get aware. So I'm starting to pick up on things in myself, and then all of a sudden, study shows that humans are actually connected on a planetary level, blah, blah. We are energetic. We are very energetic. And words carry energy. You program yourself with the words that you use. If you're always sick, and everyone knows because you're always posting that you are when you are sick, and you're always feeling like, fucking hell, why me? Why is the world out to get me like this? It's kind of creating the problem. You're manifesting the same reality, just continuing to feed that wolf. I love that term, that analogy. There was a boy that asked an elder in a tribe, how can you stop feeling bad? For instance. And the elder looks at him and says, well, inside of us, there are two wolves fighting. A black one and a white one. The black one symbolizes pain, darkness, shadow, anxiety, and all those negative things. And the white one symbolizes hope, love, laughter, creativity, ambition, all those positive things. And they keep fighting for eternity. And the young boy asks, who wins? The elder looks at him, kind of like I'm looking at you right now, and then he says, the one you feed. So stop that! I know it's easier said than done. I know that you can't just... If it was like that, anyone could do it. But it's not. Unfortunately. But you can start to get aware of it. And that's the point I've been trying to survive on, literally. Because when I've been driving around this van, people have been asking, how are you able to do this? Like, why can you do this? How do you make money? Because money is the only thing that is actually of value in this world. We have created this concept. And we have found ourselves in debt from this concept that we have created, from an abundant nature that has everything one needs, but we cling to this concept that we owe something from something we created along with, we just inherited shit from history. But that's not the point. How do you make money? Because in today's world, everything costs money. Yes, it does. Well, there is this ancient practice of meeting people and helping them and then being paid. Almost like a therapist, but not. But in this case, I'm bringing more than a therapy session. You know what I mean? It's like when you have a different inventory that you can carry around with you. Both transformational, digital, physical, all the things. I call it fidgetal because it's so much. It's multidimensional in many ways. And that's it. It's not hard. But it is. It's actually impossible because while I'm doing this, I'm traveling around and I'm actually just barely making it right now because I've been trying to create in the background. I've been trying to give more value because for some reason I still feel like I don't count for something, that I don't have the value that would be, what is deserving? It's not really, maybe it's deserving. To have the value that deserves some compensation. For me, it has been very much a process to heal that shit. And I've been sitting here thinking, what do I have? What do I offer? And I go through all these things. I was like, fuck. Because here I am sitting with the experience and the knowledge and the relation with people who are selling Google documents for $1,000, for instance. And I'm sitting here thinking, I need to add more. I have a mountain, I have a network, I have a node, I have a system, I have a philosophy, I have a mythology, I have a universe now, I have several different tiers in this. We have mapped out the awareness levels, we have made this fun thing out of it, we have created things that actually work. But no! Yesterday, do you know what I did? I am supposed to be working hard now. Just being cynical and ask people for money because that's the only thing that is keeping me back many times. I lost a tooth here the other day and I figured I need to get a new car or I need to fix the one I have right now. So I needed to make a lot of money. And here I am. Actually, in this last few days, I thought maybe I should buy this house. Damn. Okay. So that also pivoted plans. I had to create something that had value. And here I am sitting in this day and age, with skills I do not possess, able to create things that I was not previously able to create. I created an app because I knew what I wanted. I knew how to make it. I knew everything that needed to be known about the thing I wanted. So I started to put life into that and feed that wolf. And voila! 2 days later, there is a prototype of the very thing that I had in my mind not that long ago. Like if you're smoking and you're figuring, I want a cigarette, then that cigarette doesn't really exist until you put in the effort to roll it, you know? And then, wah, there it is. Aleister Crowley taught me that. There are so many things I want to say and so many things that are being said without me trying to say them. Like right now, I'm sitting here trying to figure out what to say in a video and already 14 minutes in, I've been gone on non-stop walkthrough in my own process. That gives me clarity. That's the point. Saga, as you just saw, is an entire practice. It's like spiritual. But it takes the same things that works in religion and makes it everyday practice. For instance, when you're sitting there praying to your God that you hope that you can see when you die, you get to feel it, how it is to be that. Or when you actually do like just the whole practice of pray, where your frequencies, your voice, your tones, your audio is going into the ethers in front of you and into the universe ahead of you and in you and around you. Energy attracts more of the same. So there was like a, I wonder if, do you really need the middleman? Do you need to confess to some dude before you can speak to God. And then people see like, oh, thank you, that actually works. That I feel better now. Yes, and now you have to pay for it. Say this 50 times. Energy attracts more of the same, and words have power, but you can use that to create your own reality that is aligned with your own authentic expression that is going to give you this sense of freedom. You know, I've talked a lot about that to many different people lately, where they want to just have X because then they can have Y. They can have the freedom once they have this, blah, 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 blah. But because of that pressure of reaching that goal that they haven't reached yet, they're so pressured, so anxious that they're kind of in analysis paralysis and they can't do shit. They're stuck in limbo. But if you realize that if you actually just consider the fact that you are enough just as you are, and you should stop talking down to yourself and then start to see you for who you really are, then you are already free. And then that freedom is going to allow you to do the things that you needed to do in the first place to get to the freedom that you thought you had to get before you had anything else in place. Did that make sense? It's the whole thing like coming from within, all that stuff. Just as cliche as it might sound, but the last few weeks, months, and years, I've figured that it's the only thing that has been keeping me up. Because right now, my life from the outside looks like catastrophe, complete fucking apocalypse. And people don't even realize it, because I'm not complaining about it. I'm not speaking life into that fucking wolf. It's like, fuck you! No! I'm gonna continue my fucking road, and I'm gonna be able to get to where I want to, because I'm here right now, which is fucking light years from where I was just not that long ago. I've gotten so far in such a short time, and here I am. Am I now going to start thinking that, nope, I can't reach the goal because for some weird reason? Like the concept of money, almost. What's keeping me from just doing the same thing? Just keep on doing it. I'm gonna admit that it is not fucking easy, because you need people around you, and you need to be on the same wavelength as those people around you. Because if someone what is the word I'm looking for? Intentionally feeds the black wolf, then their feeding of that fucking wolf is impacting me. I'm becoming like this spiritual filter. All this shit is just going through me for some reason, because they are feeding it vocally out into the open, instead of just focusing on the white wolf and what they can do from where they are. And all of a sudden they would see that everything else would start to shift. Ask Dwayne Dwyer. What you look at, if you change it, what if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. We need to get more practical and less theoretical and conceptual, I think. If that makes sense. You should join Saga. It's a really, really, really good thing, and it costs money. So that's what I have to continue to do. I'm gonna go and find people whom I know would benefit from what I have seen in them and what I can provide and support with. Basically, I'm going to continue what I've been doing for many, many years. But I'm going to do it in a way now where I can actually set myself free, because I finally think that I have realized that I do have something that is worth compensation. Disney, here I come, because it seems like I went a little bit too fucking far.